Okay, so I have decorated my piece for my time capsule. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take the top of it, and actually I'm going to use the bottom because I didn't want to cover up my design, and you want to fold it down just a little bit. You want to try your best to make it an even fold, so start in the middle and then maybe move to one side, move to the other side. You don't want like this side to be down really far and this side be up really tiny. That's not going to work. It should be even. And if you have trouble, you can use a ruler to draw it first and then fold it on to the ruler line like this. You could draw the line and then fold it on the line. But I didn't need the ruler. I just folded it down just a little bit. Okay, and then you want to unfold it. And I'm actually going to flip my paper over for this part. So you can see my fold mark. I'm going to fold it this way too. And what you want to do is you want to take your scissors and you want to cut out little triangles. But you never want to go past your fold mark. So you don't want to cut up into this area. Only to the fold mark. And that's it. And it should be just like I'm doing. You want to leave some triangles hanging down. We're just cutting out a few here and there. So now that I've cut them all out, I'm just going to put my scraps to the side or put them in the recycle bin. And this is what's going to help create the cylinder shape for our time capsule. So what I want to do, I'm going to keep it like this, upside down. My designs are on this side. And I am going to put some glue over here. Twist it open. You don't want too much. Something just like that. And what you're going to do is you are going to take this side of your paper and we're going to create a cylinder by rolling the paper, and you want to make sure this side, the part with your design, hits the glue. So we're not folding it on top of each other like this. You want to roll it like this. Okay, so it's going to be a little tricky. Once you get it rolled, you want to hang on to both sides, hang tight. It's going to take a little bit for this glue to dry. So hold, hold, hold. And try to make sure your edges are even. And I'm going to put my hand up into it and press down in the center to make sure the center part is getting the glue. Okay, so from here, you probably want to leave it alone because it's going to start to want to come back apart if you keep messing with it. So just make sure it's all touching the glue, nice and tight, and then let's just leave it be for a little bit to let it dry, and we can work on the next step. So the next step, you need to get a strip of paper, and you can design this if you want to. I'm just going to leave mine plain, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the top, fold it a little bit, push it back open, and I'm just going to fold it on the other side to make sure I got a nice fold. And you want to make little baby triangles again, not going past that fold mark. Okay. So I'm finished with that. It kind of looks like alligator teeth. You want to do the same process. Put a little bit of glue on one side. And you want to roll. Now the thing about this part, you have to make sure it's the same size as your cylinder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cylinder onto the paper and I'm going to kind of wrap it. And then I'll just pull my cylinder out, and that way I know what size it needs to be. Because if you make this too small, it's not going to be able to sit as a lid on top of your cylinder. So you want to make sure it's just slightly bigger than your cylinder. Okay? Same thing, you're going to have to hold it tight, 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 for a little while until it wants to stick together. And then I'm just going to set this to the side and let it be sticky until it wants to behave the way I want it to behave. All right. So this is the bottom of my cylinder. It has all the little triangles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these triangles down. So it looks like this. Then I'm going to get a third sheet of paper. This time you just need a tiny little square. And you're going to take a circle stencil and you're going to trace it and cut it out. Remember, when you cut on a curved line, you always turn your paper, not your scissors. You want to see if this circle is the right size for your cylinder. Okay? So I can tell my circle is just a little too big, so all I'm going to do is trim a little off. Make it a little smaller. There we go. So now what I'll do is I will put glue onto my circle, because that's way easier than putting glue onto all those little triangles. I will flip my circle over and I will put it onto all those triangles. And what this does, it creates the bottom of our cylinder. Now, while the glue is wet, it's not going to seem very sturdy. So I put it on there the best that I can. And then I let it go. Don't mess with it too much, it won't behave. You're going to do the same exact thing for your lid. So you put all your little triangles down. So once everything is dried, it's going to seem a lot more sturdy on you, and then you can finally put the lid onto the cylinder, and then you've created the time capsule, and we can put our artwork inside, and then you guys can open it in about 10 years.